I want to tell you a little bit about me. I did major in journalism 20 years ago at the University of South Carolina. 20-something, okay. Isn't the truth. 20-something years ago at the University of South Carolina. I'm a Gamecock through and through. And, but it took me about 20-something years to actually work in journalism. So I have a great message that I share with folks when I'm out speaking about never giving up on your dreams, that you never know where your life's going to take you. But so most people know that I'm a Gamecock, that meet me. I have a personalized license plate that says TE for USC. And it's not for tight end. I know you're thinking it is, but it is for my initials. And I'm at every football game. Love my Gamecocks. You know, I'm a big, huge sports fan, which is why it was such a great opportunity for me to be a sideline reporter for 4 years. I got a chance to work with high school and college sports. And if you like to look at fun things on YouTube, then I encourage you to go to YouTube and in the search bar, just put Tiffany Ervin hit by player. It's quite amusing. That was from a game last year. But I've had a lot of fun as a sideline. I got nailed. It was a lot of fun. But a lot of people who maybe didn't know me 20-something years ago, like that I was involved in the Miss America organization as well. So I'm one of those has-been beauty queens. But I have to tell you, growing up as a pageant contestant, as a teenager, I didn't start till I was about 13, I've heard all the stereotypes. You can't sit there and think of anything that I haven't heard already. You know, I really got involved with coaching girls as I got older after I quit competing. Not little girls teaching them how to have pretty feet and to plaster a smile on their face, but working with older young women, teaching them interviewing skills and public speaking skills and the importance of volunteerism and community service. So over the years, I've worked in a lot of interview situations. In fact, past District Governor Ronnie just asked me to serve on the nominating committee for the next district governor. So I said, I have been known to make people cry in interviews before. Are you sure you want me to do this? I've heard the stereotypical pageant girl stories. Like in interview when they ask us, what is your opinion of euthanasia? And we say, well, I believe they have the same rights as the youth in Africa. Or they say, what do you think about red china? I think it looks great on a blue placemat with a white napkin. Or my favorite, and you all have seen this one in the movie, what's your idea of the perfect date? Maybe April 15th. Not too hot, not too cold. So I've heard them all over the years, and it's okay. I've got thick skin growing up as both a preacher's kid and a pageant girl and a Gamecock, because we never won. You grow up with thick skin. But there's something else that you may not know about me. I'm a Rotary geek. All right, I'm going to say it again. I'm a Rotary geek. You see, I'm not just in Rotary. Rotary is in me. And I think that's why I've become so passionate about growing Rotary International. Had the opportunity last weekend to meet the Rotary International President, Gary Wong. Now, standing next to me, he stands about shoulder high, I have to tell you. But he's an amazing man. If you haven't heard him speak, go onto the Rotary.org website and watch some of his videos, read some of his blogs, because he will truly get you motivated about this organization. So I started thinking, what do those three things have in common? The Miss America organization, sports, college football, and my Rotary Club. Besides me, of course. And I started thinking about the top 10. So stay with me for a minute. Every September, about 8 million people tune in to see the finals of the Miss America pageant and see who makes the top 10. Many of us included, right? I have a party at my house. So. And every Monday, there are at least 3 national polls that tell you who the top 10 football teams are from the week, based on their results from the week before, right? So why is it that we don't have a top 10 in Rotary? Well, I could argue a lot of different top 10 lists in Rotary. We could have a lot of fun with that. But for today's purposes, I want to talk about membership. Because I believe that everyone doesn't deserve to be a Rotarian. How many of you believe that? I think that you earn the right to be a Rotarian. the same way you earn the right to be Miss America or drafted in the NFL. Tom Brady was drafted 199th. He has 3 Super Bowl rings. There's probably not any Patriots fans in the room, sorry. You know, when we invite people to Rotary, a lot of times we do base it on careers, professions. I'm going to tell you, you can throw that out the window. I don't care if you're a CPA, a banker. I don't care if we already have a banker in my club or a CPA in my club. You know what I'm looking for? People to be in Rotary that are just like me and have a heart for service. Because that's what this organization is all about. I have to tell you a quick story that while my year as president last year, I had a friend of mine in Hendersonville who came and visited my club and then visited the noon club. And she says to me afterwards, I don't want you to be upset. I'm really sorry, but I've decided to join the noon club instead. And I said, well, okay, I understand. That's fine. You're not hurting my feelings, but I'm curious why. She said, there's really more of an opportunity for me to network in the bigger club. You know what my answer was? Great. Have fun. Because if that's why you're joining Rotary, you're going to be gone in a couple of years. If you want to network, join the Chamber of Commerce. If you have a heart for service, then you need to be in a Rotary Club. And you have my permission to tell anyone that you meet. Because what you need to do is develop a list of the top 10 people in your community that you believe are just like you. They have a heart for service. They want to make improvements. They want to help people. And those are the people that you need to invite here this morning. The reality is you just have to know how to answer that question. We are not a business organization, folks. We are a service organization made of business-minded people. And there's a difference. So I'm going to propose that you create a list of the top 10 people in your community that you think would make great members of this club. And then you identify who in your club knows that person best and can invite them and get them here. You know, your club has audacious, bodacious goals of growing to 50 members, I believe, this year. That's a bodacious goal. That's awesome. But that means that to get one new member, you probably have to invite 5 or 6. So your top 10 list may constantly change, and that's okay. But there's more to it than just inviting them here. Okay, let me give you an example. Let's say you meet Joe at a chamber event or a fundraiser here in town, and you find out that Joe likes to go on mission trips. He has a heart for service. He's a young guy. Maybe he creates websites. Maybe he's a techie kind of guy that you know nothing about what he does for a living. But you invite him to Rotary. Now, when he gets here that morning as your guest, are you going to sit him with the guy that forgot his hearing aids and doesn't understand what the Facebook is? Or are you going to call Josh Strickland the night before and say, Josh, I got this guy coming. I think that you will really be able to talk to him. You get his language. Would you look for him when we get there in the morning? I want to make sure you meet him. And then when you get here, what a coincidence. There just happens to be one seat next to Josh where he can sit and have someone that he can talk to and associate with. Because if he sits in the back of the room with the guy who forgot his hearing aids and is nodding off or doing something else, has nothing in common, is he going to want to come back? Is he going to see this as an organization that he wants to be a part of? Just imagine if you're standing at that fundraiser when you meet Joe and you say to him, Joe, I got some great news. You just made the top 10. He's going to be a little concerned, right? Now, if he slaps you on the butt like an offensive lineman does, you got a problem. Or if he starts waving and blowing kisses like a pageant girl, you still have a problem. But chances are he's going to say to you, well, what do you mean? What top 10 am I on? What is that all about? And you know what that does? That means he has asked you to tell him about Rotary. He just opened the door and let you tell him about the world's largest and greatest service organization that happens to be located right here in his hometown. You're not pushing it down his throat. He's asking you, and you have a chance to explain it to him and to invite him to breakfast to learn more. So once he gets here, he meets the guys that he can associate with. He has a great time. I don't know about you guys, but if I have to go to one more membership seminar that tells me the key to getting new members is having great programs, we're having great programs anyway, right? That's not why they join Rotary, is to learn about United Way or Hospice or Salvation Army in your town. Chances are you guys know all those people already. That's not why your visitors are going to join. They're going to join because you're up here passing that cute little pig. I got to have my picture made with that pig before I leave today. That is adorable. Because your guests are going to hear that you are helping to end polio around the world. Other than the other Rotary clubs in this county, who else in your town can say that? Nobody. We are ending polio. Doesn't that get you excited? What about these great cart buckets? I have to tell you, I traveled to a lot of clubs, and I won't name which one. Last week I was at a club, and as we finished our pledge and our song and our prayer, we all sat down, and through the entire room, I heard, well, you don't hear these. You guys are good. Wow. I heard a ton of change rattling. Somebody in the back of the room did that, made the bucket rattle, and you heard it. It sounded so good. And then everybody sat down. We went on with the program. We had a guest there that morning that someone had brought to hear me, bless his heart. And I went up to him. I had him stand up and I said, "You see those blue buckets?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "You hear everybody jingling them and putting money?" He goes, "Yeah." I said, "What are they for?" He goes, "I have no idea." Because we didn't say it. You guys did. You let somebody stand. You had Governor Schubert stand up and say, "We are talking about ending Alzheimer's. We're finding a cure for Alzheimer's." Your guests need to know that that's what this Rotary Club is doing. You have to say it every week, regardless of whether everyone in the room knows it. You might have a visiting Rotarian from another district that Governor Bill over there needs to get signed up doing carts, so you need to tell what it is. We take for granted all the time that everybody knows the great things that we're doing. He wants to concentrate on membership and marketing this year. We need to improve our public image. I agree. We don't have a bad one, we just don't have one at all. Did you guys see the cover of the Rotary magazine? Southeast Asia, polio free. Every one of you get that magazine as part of your dues. Where is yours? In your car, in your office, like on your desk under a pile of to-do, or like sitting out on the coffee table where your guests can see. Sweet. Good for you. Congratulations. You know, there's a lot of members in Rotary whose husbands and wives both get that magazine. What do you do with the other one? Do you throw it away? Do you donate it to the library so somebody else can learn about Rotary? Do you leave it in your doctor's office, your CPA's office? Those are little things that take no time at all, but we don't even think about them. So once you get Joe here, the techie guy, and he's met Josh, and he's thinking, this is a pretty cool club. Then there's one more step you still got to do. You got to say thank you for coming. And I'm old school. Now you'll see me on my phone all the time. I'm not texting, I'm tweeting, I'm Facebooking, I'm Instagramming, I'm tagging Josh, and that's how I do my business. Social media is huge for me. It's not for everybody, and that's okay. But I love a handwritten thank you note. I'm old school. You know, I'm from the South. You know, they didn't make a magazine called Northern Living. I'm just saying. So I write thank you notes. And so I write little Joe a thank you note and tell him how great it was to meet him, and I appreciated him being here, and you know, we hope that he'll come back. And so those are the steps you got to do. But the most important step, and I heard our president's rep at our district conference this past June said that it took him forever to join Rotary. You know why? Nobody asked. Yeah, nobody asked. And I remember the man who asked me to join. He was the executive director of the Miss Spartanburg pageant when I was, 20-something years ago, Miss Spartanburg. And he is still a very dear friend of mine. And he sponsored me in my first Rotary Club back in Spartanburg. I remember that. It changed my life. I'm a Rotary geek. I think I should have a t-shirt made. Except I don't like t-shirts because they don't really match my outfits. But I remember him. How many of you know in this room who sponsored you in this club? Keep your hands up if that person is in this room. You will. Listen, the best thing you can ever do is share this organization with the people that you care about. Share it with the people that you love, the people that you respect, the people that you have common interests with. Now, I'm not saying you might not sponsor some losers every once in a while, because, you know, I've done that too. But I've also sponsored people who said, Rotary, I don't know, maybe, what's it all about? You explain it and they go, well, let me come to a meeting, let me learn a little bit more about it. And sometimes those people turn out to be Rotary geeks just like you. I sponsored that woman right there in the Hendersonville Club many years ago. And now she's president of her club. I'm like a little proud mama. Because she gets it. She has a heart for service. And she wants to be a part of the world's largest organization that also is all about service. And to me, I think that's just amazing. You know, several years ago, Rotary International had 1.2 million members. Last year, Rotary had 1.2 million members. How many do you think we have this year? 1.2 million. We're not growing. How are we ever going to end polio and find a cure for Alzheimer's if we don't grow and get more people doing the same kind of good work that we're doing? And that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. You have to find what you're passionate about. And maybe it's membership, maybe it's Alzheimer's research, maybe it's ending polio, maybe it's your local project, maybe it's putting a book in a child's hand. Maybe it's doing the website. We need people like that too. Whatever your passion is to spread the word, to make a difference in the world around you. So social media is a wonderful thing. I know there are a lot of people that hate it. But I'm telling you that it's okay to use it the right way. And that's another story altogether. But there's a lot of old school folks that believe that if you're on your phone in this meeting, you're being rude. And I'm here to tell you you're not, if you're doing it for the right reasons. Now, if you're sending an email to work, or you're texting your girlfriend, then maybe you got some issues, especially if your wife finds out. But if you... Hi, Josh. But if you're taking pictures of your speaker, and you're tweeting them, and you're Facebooking them, and you're Instagramming them, and you're putting them out there on social media, then it's okay. Listen, every week at my club, before our meeting starts, because I'm the public image chair, and the membership chair, and the fundraising chair, and the district conference chair, but that's another story too. Every week, I go up to my speaker before the program ever starts, whoever the speaker is, and say, now I don't want you to think I'm being rude, but as soon as you get up there and start talking, I'm going to pull out my phone or my tablet, and I'm going to be taking pictures of you, and I'm going to be tweeting and putting them on our club Facebook page. And I just didn't want you to think I'm being rude. I've given them the information up front, so they're not going to be sitting there going, I see him over there on his phone. It's not going to be distracting. You know what the majority of them say to me? Oh, here's my Twitter handle. Will you tag me? Oh, let me send you a friend request so you can tag me on Facebook. Who doesn't want publicity, right? So you got to do all of those things so that the right people are seeing what you're doing. The point of that is that you might be getting members from people that are in your church, in your neighborhood, in your office. Maybe you sleep with them at night. I don't know. Your spouse. They laughed at that. I was talking about your spouses. But it also might be people you've never met before through social media. And so you got to keep that in mind as well. I want you to think about this, that not everyone deserves to be in our Rotary clubs. The same way that not every girl deserves to be Miss America. You know what they did? They earned it. They worked for it. Every once in a while, there's going to be a young woman that enters her first pageant locally, her first pageant at the state, and then wins Miss America. Every once in a while. However, she didn't just go up there and show up in Atlantic City without any preparation. She's practiced her talent, her interview skills, she's volunteered in her community, she's been a great public speaker, she's been a well-rounded person. The same is true with football. I mean, think about it. How many Heisman Trophy winners or Super Bowl MVPs haven't played since they were 4 years old, right? They've played Little League and Warner Pop and high school and college. It's been a lifestyle for them, right? The same is true for people who become a part of Rotary. They don't just walk in here for breakfast on a Thursday morning by accident, right? They've been volunteering in their community. They've been giving back. They have a heart for service like you do. Maybe they've always wanted to do mission trips. Maybe they've been doing mission trips with their church, but they are interested in doing more. You never know. The point is this, that they have earned the right to be a member of this club. You should be proud to be a member of Rotary. Wear your pin every single day. Find your passion and share it with those people that are just like you and have a heart for service. And remember, you have my permission to use this quote, we are not a business organization. We are a service organization made of business-minded people.